You move like a pregnant cow.
Take that! Ah! This is the part where you fall down and bleed to death. Ah! Ah! Yeah! You elves are all the same. All flash and no fury. Oh! Oh! Show me what you've got.
Die!
Yeah!
Now you will know pain. Ha! Ow! Ha! Fall before me, Breton. You're pathetic. Hey! Oh, what's the matter? Is the baby gonna cry? Take that!
Why won't you die?
Show me what you've got. I fought mud crabs more fearsome than you. Hey!
I fought mud crabs more fearsome than you. This is the part where you fall down and bleed to death.
I'll hack you to pieces.
Let's get this over with.
Do your worst. Ha!
Such violence! What's going on? By the Nine Divines! Assault! Assault! By the Nine Divines! Assault! Assault! By the gods, there's a psychopath on the loose. going on? Can't guards! Go! By the non-divines! Assault! Assault! Go! By the non... Can't! What's going on? Can't by guards! By can't you set by the can't by the non by the god can't such by the gods can't by the god by the gods. There's a psychopath on the loose. I'm waiting. I don't like. Make it quick. Just go away. Can't you settle this peacefully? By the guard, such guard, can't guards by the non-divines. By the non-guard, by the such can't you set can't guards by guards. Someone's being attacked. I used to think you would. This better be good. Not my. That's just talk. That what? Don't. Oh, sure. That don't. You. Not bad. Is that? Don't waste. Yeah. Don't try to Is that such adventures? You can't. Don't waste your. Not bad. Don't. That's just. My life is that so? Not. Yeah, I get it. Not. Oh, please. Yeah, that's amazing. I don't talk such. Oh, please. That's amazing. Don't. Oh, please. Sure, that's cute. Not now. Oh, please. Yeah, that's amazing. What nonsense. You're wasting your breath. My life is drab and red. That works for me. I don't like you. Be seeing you. Go by. Can't you can't such violence? What can I? All right. I don't. Oh, that's a. You're wasting your breath. Don't. Yeah. Don't. Oh, that's a. Sure. That's cute. Is that? Don't. What? That's. Yeah, don't. You're not bad. I don't. Sure, that's. You're. I don't. Not bad. Don't. Is that so? My. Don't. That's just. Gracious. You're. What? What? Sure, that's. You're. What? What? Oh, that's. Sure, that's. What? That's. Oh, don't. That's. Not bad. Oh, don't wait. Yeah, not. Oh, not bad. Don't. Is. Not bad. You don't. Yeah, I see. Bye. Go. By the nun. Go by the nun. Go by the nun. Can't by the gods. There's a by the god. Can't you by such by the god. By guards. Can't by the such can't by the nun. By can't you can't you can't by the nun. By the nun. By the god. Can't you by guards. Someone's being attacked. By the non by the god. God by the non. by the non, by the non-divines. Assault! Assault! Guards! By guards! By guards! Guards! Can't by such by some guards! Such by guard! Can't such by some guard! Can't you send by the guards? Can't by the guard! Can't you send by the can't by the non by the can't you send by the can't by the guard? Can't you send by the can't you settle this peacefully? By guards, can't by some guards, by guard, such by can't such guard by the guard, can't guard, such by the guard, by the can't guards, can't, what's going on? Can't by the guards. Can't you settle this piece? Guards by the non guard. Can't you can't guards by the non-divines. Assault! Can't guards. Can't by the guards. Guard by the guard by the can't by the non can't such guard by the non by the guard such can't you settle this peacefully? Can't you can't by the guard can't by the non by guard can't you can't by the can't you guard by the can't you can't by the guard by guard can't by the guard by such guard can't guard by the guards by the non-divines. Assault! God, such violence! By the God, by the God, by the guards, God, can't you settle this peacefully? I'm waiting. I don't like... Make it quick. What is that? Don't... Oh, yeah. What is... Yeah. Not you. What? That... Yeah. Don't... You... Sure, that's cute. You can't... Don't... You... I don't... Not bad. Not bad at all. I don't talk such rot. Yeah, sorry. I don't like... Good day. Guards! Guards! Can't you settle this peacefully? By the god! By the guards! 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 By the non-divines! Assault! Assault! Oh, let's go. By the gods! There's a psychopath on the loose. By the... Oh, what's going on? By the non-divines! Assault! Assault! By such violence! Such violence! Such violence! Can't you settle this piece? Oh, what's going on? By the god, can't. Oh, what's going? By the god, can't you settle this? Guards. Can't by the gods. There's a psycho. By the guards. By the. Oh, it's by the god. Can't guards. Can't oh, can't. Oh, it's can't by the gods. Can't guard. Oh, what's going on? Can't you settle this piece? Can't by the gods. Can't such by the god. By the such vile. Oh, what's going on? Guards! Someone's being attacked. Can't you settle this? Can't by the non by God can't by the god by such vile. Violence. God, such violence. Oh, can't such violence. Can't God. Oh, can't oh, God, can't by the. Oh, what's going on? Can't by the. Can't you set? Can't by the guards. Can't guard by the god. Can't guards. Can't by the guards. By the can't you set? Can't guard. Oh, such violence. By the non can't you set? By the non-divine. Can't you set? Can't by the god. Guards. Someone by the such God can't you set God by the god can't you set can't you set God such God by the God by God by the God by the such God such violence. Oh, what's going on? Can't you settle this peacefully? By the such by the god by the god by the non divine violence! Assault! Can't! Guards! Guard! Can't! By the... Can't you send... By the... Can't you send... Can't... By the... Can't you send... By the... By the gods! There's a cycle... By the non-divines... By the god... By the... Can't... Such vile... Can't... By the... Such vile... By the... God... By the... Can't you send... By the... Can't... God... By the non-divines... Assault! Can't by the non... Can't by the... By the non... By the... Guard... Can't you send... Can't... Guards... Can't... By the god... Can't... Guard... By the non-divine... Assault! Guard... By the... Such... Can't... Guard... By the... By the non... God... By the god... By the... Can't you send... Can't... Such... God... Such violence... Such violence! By the god, guards! By the god, by the non, guards! Can't, guards! Someone's being attacked. By the non-divines, guards, by the non-divines, by the guard, can't by the guard, can't you send, can't you send, guard, can't you send, by the guard, can't you send, by the guard, by the god, can't by the god, by the god, by the non, can't by the god, by the non, by the guards, guard, can't by the god, by the such by the guard, can't you send by the can't by the guard? What's going on? Such violence! Can't by the can't by the guard? Can't you send by the guard? By the can't by the god? By the such can't guard by the non by guard by the god? Such violence! God by the such can't by the non by the can't guards can't by the god can't you send by the can't you send by the can't by the non-divines assault can't by the such god such violence. Can't you send by the god? Can't god by the can't. What's going on? By the can't guards. Guard by the can't such violence. Guard by the gods. They're by the can't. What's going on? Guards, guard, by the god, can't guard, by the non-divine, by guards, guard, by the, what's going on? By the such vile can't by the non-divines can't by the such by such God. What's going on? Can't by the God by the nun by the guards can't by the nun God by the can't by the God by the God can't by the such by can't by the nun by God by the nun can't you settle this peacefully? Go by the by the God can't by such go by the nun can't such guards go can't go by the God can't by can't you can't go by the God what going on? Can't by the God such can't go guards can't go such go by the such by the can't go by the nun by the can't you set by can't guards by can't go can't you set by the can't you set by can't such go by the can't go such by the nun by go such by such by the go by the nun can't you set by go by the nun go by the God by the nun can't by the God such violence can't go by the gods. There's a psychopath go by the God by can't you can't such violence go by the non-divines assault by the can't go such can't you settle this peacefully? By can't such go by the God such go by the God by guards go guards go by the nun go such by the can't you set go can't go can't by can't by the nun such violence go what's going on by the God can't by the guards can't by the guards by the can't such violence can't you settle this peacefully by what's going on go such by the can't you can't by go such vile what's by the non-divine go by the non-divines assault such by can't by the nun can't by the God go by the God can't you go by the nun go by such go by the go such by the go by the nun guards go by the can't by the gods. There's a psychopath on the loose. Can't go, can't by the guards, can't by the non, can't by the god, can't by the guard, can't by the guards, by the non, can't by the can't you say can't go can't by the non. Divines, can't go by such can't such go by guards by guards by the non go by the non guards by such by guards someone's by guards some can't by guards by can't you say by guards by can't guards go can't by the god can't by guards go can't you say by the non go by the guards someone's being attacked go by the non by can't such by can't by such can't you say by such go by the such by can't you settle this peacefully? By guards guards someone can't you settle this peacefully? Can't you settle this peacefully? Go can't by the non go can't such go such by can't you set by the non can't by the can't you set by the can't you set can't go guards go can't by the non go can't by by can't you set by can't you set can't you set go such by go by can't by the non by the god go by the such by the can't you say can't by such by the god by the non by the can't go such by the can't you say go can't go by the god by the guards go can't by such by the god go by the non go by the god by the guards can't by the non go by the non go guards can't you say by guards can't guards go such violence. By the non can't go such go guards go by the such can't go by the non go can't you say by the god by such by the guards by the god can't by the guards by the guards go can't you settle this peacefully? Go by guards can't you set by can't such can't by guard such by such guard by the guards can't by the guard can't such by can't by the non can't by can't guard such by guard by the guard by the god by can't you set god by the non-divines assault assault can't by the non can't by can't by the guards by can't guard by can't such by the guard by the guards can't you set by the non guard can't by the god can't by the guard what's going on? By the non-divine. What guards? Guards! Can't you settle this big? What guards? By the non-divine. Can't you settle? By the non-divine. Guards! By the non-divine. By the god. By the god. Can't you settle such? Can't you settle? Guards! Guards! By the non-divine. By the non-divine. Can't you settle such? By the god. By the god. Can't you settle? Guards! Guards! By the non-divine. Such can't you settle such by the god? Can't you settle guards? By the non-divine. Can't you settle guards? Can't you settle such can't you settle by the non-divine guards? Such guards by the non-divine by the god. Can't you settle by the non-divine guards? Can't you settle by the god? Guards by the non-divine such guards such guards by the god such by the non-divine guards by the non-divine such guards by the god such by the non-divine such guards by the non-divine can't you settle guards by the god by the non-divine can't you settle can't you settle by the god can't you settle by the god can't you settle by the non-divines assault guards what's by the non-divine can't you settle such violence by the gods there's a psychopath on the loose by the non-divines assault Guards! 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 By the gods! There's a psychopath on the loose! the guards, guards, such by the gods. There's a psychopath on the loose. Such by the guards, such guards, by the gods. Such by the non-divines. Assault! Assault! Can't you set guards? Can't you set such guards? Can't you set by the Can't you set by the such by the such can't you set by the guards? By the such by the non-divine. Assault! By the god! Can't you set by the god? Can't you set by the by the god? Can't you set guards by the god? Guards! Such by the god! Guards! Such guards! Can't you set such by the god? Can't you set guards? Can't you set guards by the by the god, by the non-divines? Assault! By the god, such by the non-guards. Can't you set by the god, such guards, by the can't you set by the god, such by the guards, by the such by the god, guards. Can't you set guards? Guards, by the god, by the such can't you settle this peacefully? By the gods, there's a psychopath. Such guards, by the god. Can't you set by the god? Can't you set by the god? By the god, such by the god, guards. Someone's being by the can't you set such by the can't you set guards? Such by the can't you set by the non-divines? Assault by the non-divines. Assault! Such by the god, by the god. Can't you set by the such by the guards, by the such by the by the god, by the can't you set by the can't you set guards? Can't you set by the guards, guard by the gods? Such vile. What's going on? Can't you set by the god? Can't you settle this peacefully? By the god, by the such by the god, guards, by the by the god, guards. Can't you set such can't you set guards, by the can't you set such can't you set by the god, guards, by the god. What's going on? By the god, can't you set by the god, guards, by the god, by the god, by the god, by the such guards, can't you set guards, such can't you set such can't you set by the by the god, guards, by the can't you set by the god, can't you set such Guards, can't you settle? Can't you settle? Guards, can't you settle? Guards, such by the god, such guards, by the god, by the non such can't you settle? Such guards, guards, by the non by the non by the non by the non-divines, assault. Assault! Such can't you set guards? Such by the god, can't you set? Can't you set by the god? Can't you set by the god? Guards, can't you set? Such guards, can't you settle? Guards, by the god, such by the non by the god, by the god, guards. Such guards, such by the non by the god, guards, guards, such by the god, such by the god, can't you set by the non guards, by the god, by the non by the non such can't you set guards, by the god, guards, by the non by the non can't you set guards, by the god, can't you set by the non by the god, by the non can't you set by the god, such guards, can't you set by the god, guards, by the non such by the non guards, can't you set by the god, guards, by the god, by the non by the god, such can't you set guards, such guards, can't you set such guards, can't you set such by the non by the god, guards, can't you settle this piece? Can't you settle such by the god, guards, such guards, such can't you settle it? Can't you settle it? Peacefully, can't you set such can't you set by the non can't you set such by the non can't you set guards by the non can't you set guards, guards, such guards by the non such guards, can't you settle this piece peacefully? By the god, by the god, by the non, by the god, such by the god, guards, by the god, can't you settle? Such can't you settle? Can't you settle by the non, such can't you settle? Such by the non, such violent. Can't you settle by the non by the gods? There's a sight. Can't you settle? Guards, guards, someone's being attacked. Guards, guards, someone's being attacked.